Good afternoon, everyone. So I am Anssi Komulainen from YLE Beta. Let's start from the beginning. So for those who are not familiar with YLE, we were founded in 1926 when Finland needed a radio. So we have a long history of bringing out innovations in Finland. 1958 we brought TV broadcasts to Finland. And 2007 was a big year for us when we launched YLE Arena, which is currently the most valuable internet brand in Finland. And 2014 was the mark when we launched our news service, News Watch, which at the time was an industry pioneer in personalized news. And at the moment, we are facing a new time, a new era. The disruption is happening. We have no idea where it's coming from, what the shape is, but we are preparing for the next leap. And that is what YLE Beta is about. YLE Beta is an incubator for future media experiences. That means that instead of seeing what's happening and following everybody else, we'd like to dive into the game and start experimenting it with anything interesting and futuristic. So what we are looking at is emerging technologies and new trends and trying to understand what new opportunities do they open us as storytellers and journalists. And by definition, we are trying to learn and execute the wildest ideas. And most of the stuff that we're doing, we don't know how to do, which also means that we probably don't have the skill sets inside our company. And we are more than willing to partner with anyone who has anything interesting or new and emerging. And our aim is to build the best digital public service by 2020, or at least have the beta around by then. How are we going to do it? Well, we're only starting, so we started in November 2016. That means a couple of months ago. And we are following actually adapting the classic lean build, measure, learn loop, and just starting doing. The way it works is you build a prototype, you validate it with some sort of a set audience, and then you figure out what did we do and what did we do right. And as a public broadcaster, we feel that we are able to share what we learn. And a tool for sharing for us is events. So we organized our launch event in November. It was around VR, so we usually pick a topic, or we partner with events like we did with Honeypot. And what we like to do is share and care, with everyone that is interested in partnering with us. The easiest way to partner is, of course, do an experiment with us. So if you have a great idea or you have a great technology, just let us know and we'll see what we can do with it. Also, we'll have innovation challenges and different kind of calls for ideas every now and then, but we are open to ideas anytime. Next slide. So far, what we've been working with has been VR. We launched a competition in November and did a pilot with Tea Time. And here are some chapters from it. Can we get some sound, please?
Kaupungissa on pulaa puhtaasta vedestä, ruoasta ja lääkkeistä. YK:n pääsihteeri Ban Ki-moon vaatii Yhdysvaltoja ja Venäjää sopimaan pikaisesti aselepoon.
So the idea in this experiment is to see what new we could bring to war journalism by using different methods of VR. So what the team did, they picked up 3D models from the center of Helsinki, projected some pictures from modern day Helsinki into it, and then shifted the pictures into pictures from Aleppo. So this is quite current coverage picture from Aleppo. And what they were able to create was an experience where you can imagine what it would be like to live in a war zone. That would be very similar to your surrounding. And Tea Time is currently here demoing the whole experience downstairs. So if you're interested, have a look. It's quite amazing and quite impressive.
Vesi on ruskeata, se haisee, mutta se on vettä.
Okei. No, mistä siellä jutellaan? Mistä ihmiset kuiskii siellä?
And the narration back there is sort of like trying to bring more realistic elements to it.
Tai mistä sais maitoa lapsille.
And another thing, of course, which is a buzzword at the moment, and we figured that we should have an opinion on, is artificial intelligence and machine learning. So we also had a call for ideas for making different kind of arena content visible and understandable as a file. So currently the files are sort of like black boxes. You don't know what's inside of them. And we experimented with three different AI technologies, one of them being by Valossa AI, which is also present here. And this is a small demo clip from what they did. So what they were able to do is predict where do the, inside a news clip, where do the topics change, what's been said in the news, and we're able to provide us with this sort of like a prototype interface to how to browse different sources of content inside files and automatically tag it and metadata it. And this is a very promising start for us to understand what are the possibilities in terms of machine learning for us in the future. Another thing related to machine learning is, of course, robot journalism. So in the previous example, we were looking at archives and metadata on things that were produced by people and sort of like tagged by a computer. This was another example of what we did, and this is something where we experimented how well does a robot write news articles. So Voitto here wrote articles one night, sometime between Christmas and New Year's, related to NHL games from the US. And the results that we got, at least for some of my friends, were saying that that was one of the most accurate sport journalism that they had seen. Obviously, it was maybe lacking something in the tone, but they sure get the facts right. And this is something that we are looking at repeating with election journalism at some time, apparently this year. So what else is going on this year? These are some of the buzzwords that we're looking at. So anything to do with machine learning, automatic content recognition, we're more than happy to collaborate with. Robots are interesting, of course, in the future. They're developing fast. Regarding VR, there's plenty of content providers and platforms available already. But what we believe is that the next evolution of VR will be social. So we would be more than happy to experiment on how to share and how to communicate and contact with people and connect with people inside virtual reality. Connected cars, of course, are important for broadcasters such as ourselves. Drive time is really the biggest, sort of like the prime time of radio, and if we lose our presence in cars, we're in deep trouble. So how to be present, how to use the new environment, the new connected cars as vehicles for our stories is very interesting for us. And of course, after Trump getting elected and new elections coming up, the tension between recommendation, which is of course the tool for us to be shown and heard and seen, versus the issue of filter bubble, whether it exists or doesn't, and how to create and burst those, is something we're going to have a look at this year. And for this, we are looking for partners, because we want to make sure there's a public alternative in the future of media. And by partners, we mean anybody, and startups and larger companies with emerging technology or something that's off the shelf, and we would like to sort of like learn and play with them before they are consumer products and everybody's reality, so that by the time they land to us, we already know how to play the game and how to produce prime content for everybody to use. Also, fellow broadcasters, we're willing to share whatever we learn, and of course pool resources. So any research lab or broadcaster who's interested in collaborating with us, we are really keen to work together with you. And yes, we are thinking global, because we are quite aware that in many cases the best talent is not inside the borders of our small country. And what we're bringing to the table, we're bringing some funding. It will be very small, so a typical experiment will be only for 1 month. It won't be sort of a revenue for anyone, but we are able to build some proofs of concepts and see how our technology works within a media environment. We are willing to bring our expertise, our know-how into the game, and of course our network. So we're quite networked globally also, and we are willing to sort of find the best people within our reach, and also bring them to the game for the partners and the startups that we're working with. So this, in a nutshell, is YLE Beta. My name is Anssi Komulainen. Let's keep in touch. Any questions? Comments? Oh, hand claps. I still have 4 minutes to go. All right, that was a quick one. Thank you very much.
We get Vesa on the stage, and you're gonna lead the next panel. What it is all about?
That's correct.